absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're watching, welcome to the 2022 Bucharest Open 9-Ball Championships, brought to you by Predator Cues and a few other worthy sponsors. This is our second semi-final featuring, as you may have already noticed, Ko Pin Yi, Taiwanese Wonder Boy, and Spanish hotshot Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. I am joined, my name is Rico Diks, by the way, and I'm joined in the commentator's booth by the lovely Kristina Zlateva. Good evening, Kristina.
Hello, everyone. Rico. It's a very exciting semi-final.
It is.
Like the last one, we finished 11-10.
Exactly, yeah, no, it's looking good. We've had a few good matches in the last 32 tournaments we've been starting and finishing today. And this, I hope to be, I mean, if it gets to be 10-all again, I would love it, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Francisco, a really good exponent and good performer of the cut break. Ko Pin Yi, in my opinion, normally never plays 9-ball tournaments with the 9 racked on the spot, so I think he's still learning the cut break, in my opinion. I mean, he's pretty good since he's a talented boy, but Shane, you know, the Asian and American players are not really used to playing the cut break. What do you?
Yeah, I guess then Francisco has a really nice break. Now I played against him in the winner round.
Here in
okay.
Ah.
And he's that makes him really tough to beat. His break is so solid.
It's
consistent.
true. Yeah, often making the 1 or 2 balls off the break, and as you can see, just as we were treating him like Jesus the pool player, he misses his first available pot. Wow, so this could already be a so-called break of serve if we're talking in tennis terms, because after this, in this alternate break format, it's Ko Pin Yi to break.
Yeah, it looked to me like he moved a little bit on the shot, Francisco. Maybe it was, of course, it's the beginning, it's the first shot.
I mean, and that, in my opinion, is a little bit of a Spanish thing that they play with. I mean, I think Al-Qaeda has learned to stand still more than not, but I think Francisco sometimes has a bit of body movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, just try and be really, really close. Now we're both working. And then I'll send you WhatsApp in 1 minute, yeah? 2 minutes.
Yeah, we saw some early misses.
Yeah, we did. Game 1. So what was expected to be a Ko Pin Yi run out after Francisco's first opportunity at a pot is now turning into a 1-game lead for Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. Hit the jaws of the pocket, it swallows it up because the new cloth makes it slide in. But here the cloth is at least a few months old, and I like it like this actually, not so slippery.
Yeah, it's good. It's playing good. Actually, it's quite fast. As you maybe you've seen in some other matches, like Shane, for example, he was overrunning the balls a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it plays good, but the pockets are really tough, especially if you have a ball on the rail.
Yeah. So Kopin with a pretty good cut break, but I guess they're both trying to make the corner ball. But if the one ball goes in, it's really random where the two ball ends up, of course.
Oh yeah.
So when you cut break, do you try to avoid making the one ball, or do you think, well, if it goes, I'd rather make it, of course, than not make any ball?
Oh yeah, it's a very tough break for me, and I'm still not so consistent. And also every table breaks a bit different. So yeah, normally I try to make the wing ball, and then try to have the one ball over one of the corner pocket.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, that happens if you miss.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of glad to hear that you're having an inconsistent cut break, because I feel like I'm a total beginner at the cut break. To be honest, I feel like a young child again on a pool table.
Yeah, and many of the really good players, professionals I've seen today, for example, some of them really couldn't break well, and it's not easy.
Well, that's what I think. I think Shane is absolutely still learning this cut break, and Kopin as well. I mean, he's a quick learner. So Kopin with a push-out situation. All right, left a small edge of the right side of the blue two. Now, think along with us here, audience. What would you do? I mean, theoretically, you could slice the two ball into the bottom left corner pocket, but that's how he's looking at it. Otherwise, you could cut it and leave the two behind the pink four, or below the pink four, and his cue ball towards the black eight. I mean, what do you see here, Kristina?
Yeah, he left really thin cut. I don't know. He probably.
Would you take it if you're?
If I can see the two ball, yeah, for sure. And Francisco is a very good safety player, and he didn't even have to play safety.
Ooh.
But that was a bit unlucky there.
Yeah, he could have hit that three in almost any other way and got a shot after. But as it is, I mean, he sent the cue ball there, so he has to take responsibility. So Francisco has to think of something else than the run out.
Oh, I guess he can see edge of the three ball. Oh, very good speed control. Just left a bit. Yeah, he left the edge again, but.
Yeah, can maybe even hit the three full ball. Probably enough to send the three ball towards us and maybe below the 9 and keep his cue ball behind the 7-8.
That's a good response. I'm not sure if he can see the three ball in between the 7 and 9. It looks like he can.
Yeah, it looks like he can indeed see a little bit of it. So, tactical exchange here in game number 2. I mean, more to talk about for us commentators and more for you guys to think about from wherever you're watching. So a bit of a spin curving cue ball, and that worked out pretty well. And as you said, Francisco, a good safety player.
Yeah, absolutely. He played very good safety and kicks against me. I mean, we made a lot of good safety exchanges, so yeah. His kicking game was really well, at least in my match.
Yeah, I think that the Spanish players in general, they also, in their home country, as we see Copigny's good hit on the 3. They play quite a bit of carom billiards, like 3 cushions, so they
do that, yeah.
they have quite a bit of a good feel for the cue ball, the weight of the cue ball, and that's really important in safety's direction and the tempo of the cue ball. So
yeah, they are also Francisco and David and all the Spanish are good friends with Dani Sanchez, for example. He's a world champion carom player, so I think they practice together from time to time. That's probably developed that part of their game a lot.
no, absolutely. And just they seem to have just a good feel for the game. They're not like really mechanical players. It's not like they have like a really what I would call. I think they have a not like a snooker player's technique or something, like really robotic.
Yeah.
They seem to be pretty lively players, and also quite emotional players. Maybe just that's inherent to being Spanish or from the south of Europe. But these two especially have been able to manage their emotions and have turned into serial winners of pool tournaments, international.
Oh yeah, and for example, when Francisco is feeling well, it's very tough to beat because his game gets going and yeah.
Yeah, I saw his run in when he finished second at the U.S. Open Championships, and that was a pretty strong run as well. I think he lost to Jason Shaw in the end. Is that? I can't remember now. 3 years ago or so. Anyway.
Yeah, and he won the Derby City.
Oh, of course he did.
This year, so he's in good shape now.
All right, so Copigny in current control, looking to stun his cue ball into the bottom right corner and back out past the left side of the brown 7 for position on the green 6. So the whole tournament has been played races to 9 alternate break. For this final 32 single elimination stage of the tournament, we've increased the races to race to 11, which I think, I don't know, somehow looks better for the players, gives players a tiny bit more chance to prove themselves worthy winners or worthy losers if you eventually end up on the wrong side of the score. But I like a race to 11 better than race to 9. Do you think longer race is always better?
Oh, I like it when they changes towards the end of the tournament. Like they have to fight harder. To get to the
I remember
final.
like when I used to play the European Championships, they used to have like races to 9, but then in the final 32 stage or something, they made it like races to 15 9-ball or something, which was pretty nice. You know, you also feel like a bit more rewarded and a bit more respected, and it's cool or something. Like you're entering the big final stage where you can make maybe a few more mistakes or maybe have a bit more chance to make a comeback if you fall behind. Right, Copigny takes game number 2, just updating the score.
Yeah, I had some good matches, yeah.
Yeah, you must have.
I felt good. I lost in the losers qualification.
Yeah, so just that round before qualifying for the single elimination stage. After a long day of play yesterday, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I had 4 matches. Yeah, that last one started at, I don't know, 10:30, 11 in the evening. Yeah, it was rough.
And you started at 10 a.m. in the morning, was that?
No, 1. I started 1 because I had 2 wins, so I just played
nice. Oh yeah, that's true, me too.
Winners round. But it was still... I found it really nice because normally women don't play race to 9, we play race to 7, maybe in 9-ball tournaments.
Yeah.
Race to 7 normally. So it's cool. It's another challenge for me to stay focused for longer.
Yeah. But yeah, also a little bit more chance, isn't it, to show your quality or to make the difference. If you think you're a better player than someone else, you know, a longer race should of course favor you in the end.
Yeah, and you know, in 9-ball you can get lucky a lot, and in longer race, I think that kind of plays a smaller role than in a shorter race. Like in shorter race, you can get lucky, and maybe it costs you much.
All right, so more tactical warfare here in this game number 3. So what do I think the options are? Is this a push out? Sorry, I'm just...
Yeah, there's push out, but I don't know, I think he will accept it. He has several options for safety.
So what would you do if you accept it?
Yeah, he didn't accept it though. The thing is, yeah, he could play like maybe send the cue ball behind the 5, but the thing is, the 1 ball may hit the 2 ball and he can leave shots or an easy jump.
So he
Francisco, he's good.
To avoid
jumper.
hitting the 2, I guess he wants to hit the 1 ball thinner, but then he may leave the 1 ball too close to the pocket. And yeah, it's tough. I mean, maybe it's a very, I guess, in the end, it's a pretty good push-out position. It's not like an easy safety. So, but of course, Francisco needs to have a plan now that he got his own push-out back.
Yeah,
I guess.
it's tricky because it's everything is the speed control, and I know Copini played many matches here now, but I don't know if Francisco played one in the TV table. I'm not sure.
I mean, he could try to hit the left side of the 1, bank the 1 just past the right side pocket towards the black 8. Okay, he's not going to do that. He chose your option.
That shot.
And you were like Nostradamus, just exactly what you predicted happened.
It was very tricky.
Yeah.
And like I told you, like he didn't play his last match here, so still the speed of the table, of course, is different. TV table is always different.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he was looking to bump into the 2 ball and leave it for the side, or he can just play cue ball around the center. Has to use
it needs a lot of spin to still be there.
But what I see, he just wants to bump into the 2 ball. He made it really good.
Nice. Good prediction by you. You're on it. Totally awake for this. Not a straightforward position. I guess he could, stun his cue ball to the left rail and shoot the pink 4 in the top right corner pocket. Straight in position on the 4 will do, I guess, with the 5 ball being in an automatic position.
Yeah, and I guess he had more angle than it looked like on the camera, though. But he's perfect now.
Copini in his previous match beat Ralph Souquet. Was 3-1 down, but after that deficit was able to quickly claw his way back and never trailed in that match ever again and beat Ralph Souquet. Of course, had to have beat quite a few other quality players to get to this stage. But yeah, this is the first time we're having the Ko brothers join the European Open tournament circuit, I guess.
I think so, yeah. And it's quite nice. Many players.
Cue ball. Excuse me, Kristina.
Oh.
Wow.
What a mistake. Yeah.
What were you going to say?
That will cost him that. Many players did that because, for example, they both played the World Pool Masters, and now next week they're going to the UK Open. So that tournament is just in between.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, it's really nice. That's also why we had Japanese pool sensation Naoki Oi feature here. And he lost in the last 32 stage. I mean, yeah, the quality assembled at this Bucharest Open has been quite incredible. All of Europe's elite, besides Joshua Filler and Albin Ocean and Kachi, all of the rest were
and some
here.
other players like Max Lechner, for example. There are some players missing, but in general, it's a very strong field. Yeah, you could see last 32 is like Eurotour last 32 field almost.
Yeah.
Quite.
Yeah, it's really nice to see. So Francisco, with this straight in 9 ball, gonna take a 2-1 lead. Winner of this match has the opportunity to face off in the final with Viktor Zielinski. Should have hurried up because, yeah, I mean, he did break pretty well against.
It was better.
Yeah,
it was definitely better, the semi-final. Yeah, See, Mike is asking why the TV table is different or is from other tables. It's normally because the lighting is much stronger there, and in this case, even the table it's different brand of table.
Yeah. Well, not a different brand.
A different model, yeah.
Yeah, it's a newer model of the Brunswick Gold Crown 4, so that in essence makes it different. But yeah, what Kristina is alluding to is more lighting on the TV table usually warms up that area a bit more, and it often, especially in the TV tables like matchroom tournaments, it heats up the cloth more, which makes it faster, and it makes the rails react slightly different. So just a bit of a different atmosphere. Small differences have to be adjusted to, and just, you know, playing on any new table, you kind of just have to get the hang of it. You should consider it, of course, like a normal pool table, but just make those small adjustments. So Ko Pin-Yi on the move. So who's your favorite player in the world, if you have one? It's going to be the section where I interview you.
Okay. Actually,
you can name
some
a few.
years. Yeah, it's not one, of course. They all have like different, different styles.
Who do you really like as player?
I like to watch Joshua Filler, of course. He was my favorite player when he was 15.
Already?
He was
wow.
That's so nice to watch, right?
So I guess just his fast-paced style.
Yeah, I like to watch many players like Victor. I like to watch Albin Ocean. He has he plays very smart. You know, I think Albin is like one of the most intelligent players. If you see how he structures the game, and
I guess if you look at the way his cue ball moves is so minimal, I guess, isn't it? He never rams his cue ball back and forth or something, or.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't play like let's say mindless shots or shots where you just to play the shot. I don't know.
No, yeah,
it's very very intelligent game in my opinion.
Yeah. So far only European players you've mentioned. So you're really pro European.
No, not really. You know, I really like the game of Wu Chia-Ching. It's just that he wasn't really playing similar. You can say that.
Yeah, and I compare Shane to Earl Strickland in a way, the way he is able to shoot like elevation shots, big spin shots, shots where he has to draw his cue ball back a whole table length. All right, back to the game at hand. Francisco, he changed sides on the break, didn't he? Anyway, we have to kind of keep an eye on that. I always like to see if players stick to the same side or change side if stuff is not working. Could play the 3-9 carom here or combo. I think he will play the carom.
He could play the 9 with the cue ball.
Yeah, and then you could always leave the 3 ball behind the brown 7 or behind the 8.
Yeah, something like that, but it's,
I mean, this is too inviting. This is too inviting for him to pass on, I think. He's not going to play safe and just send the 3 ball down to the short rail near us and the cue ball maybe behind the orange or the pink. He must be going for this. So it's 2-all, isn't it? Sorry if I'm just... Or 3-1. No, it's 2-all. So... my friend Robert adjusted the score the wrong way around. So 3-9 combo coming your way. And there it is. Yeah, and he would have had the safety.
Yeah, perfect.
Part of the Polish team setup. And he would like Victor Solinsky to take home the title. Well, that could still all come true. So Ko Pin-Yi looking to make the black 8 bottom right. Potentially the 1 ball in the side, but could also spin it back around to where his cue ball is now.
Yeah, they've been making the 1 ball on the side pretty much every time, I think.
Yeah, and the corner ball and the 2 ball.
Yeah, just a bit unlucky with the 3 ball there, but he has many safety options. Like he can send the cue ball here on the bottom rail.
Yeah, so hit the right side of the 3 ball and bring the cue ball and make the green and the 9 ball into a blocking wall, potentially the brown 7 as well. I think that will be the option he's going for. So if you think about pool, what do you like about pool?
Oh, everything.
Everything?
Everything. You know what I like the most is that you need. It's the combination between that logical thinking and physical coordination.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to achieve. It's a really tough sport, and for me, it's one of the most difficult ones because you can maybe, yeah, it's very mental, obviously, when you're on a top level, especially.
Yeah.
But you need so many qualities combined to be a top player that it makes it very hard and very challenging, and that's what I love about it.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah. Also, it develops so many sides of your thinking, of your personality in general, because you have to be very calm under pressure. You have to deal with these moments, like also in life we have these situations, and it's helped me a lot, for example, for my work too.
Oh, amazing.
For so many things. Yeah.
Nice.
It's really great.
As we see a beautiful kick shot executed by Francisco, who was nicely snookered by Copigny. I mean, he will have still left a window between the 7 and 9 for Copigny to make direct contact with the red 3.
Yeah, but it's still a very nice speed control too.
Yeah, it was.
Like I told you, he played really nice this type of shots against me.
Yeah, no, he's an amazing player. I remember playing against him in Lugo in Spain at least 10 years ago when he was still a junior and a bit more wild. But yeah, he's been playing on the European and world stage for so many years now, and it's not easy to keep showing your quality and keep coming on top in the pool tournaments, and he's doing so. And he may be someone to get into the European team, Mosconi team, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. He's in a good spot for that this year.
That's true, yeah.
Is he first on the Euro Tour ranking?
I don't know, to be honest.
I'm gonna check that now, because I think
let's check out the European Euro Tour rankings, which doesn't necessarily mean world rankings, but it will also be a barometer for Alex Lely, the European Mosconi team coach, to pick his European team to travel to Las Vegas at the end of this year. All right, so Francisco left Copigny the 3 ball, and with that a chance to run out this table.
Yeah, a good chance to tie the score here.
I've heard that Copigny is playing with a cue that's worth $30,000.
I also heard that. I don't know if I heard the same amount.
Okay, maybe it's Chinese whispers.
Yeah, but really, expensive cue.
Okay, maybe the next person that tells this story will say that the cue is worth $40,000.
Yeah. So yeah, I was right. So currently.
So from the Euro Tour rankings, this is right.
Yeah, Francisco is first and Victor is second now. So Victor's in the final. Francisco is looking to go there.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Copigny looking to, well, the round 7 is kind of where he wants to be on the 6 ball, so he wants to, of course, avoid getting stuck behind that. I think he'll probably roll this with left spin and come off the top short rail and the left rail.
In between the 7 and 6. He got a little bit closer to the rail than what he wanted to.
And simply because he hit the 5 ball too thick into the pocket, isn't it? So the cue ball lost more speed than he imagined prior. So elevated cue here always makes the pot more difficult and makes it more difficult to see the potting angle or the line. Well executed there. He's going to thread this 7 ball into the side pocket, and his cue ball will drift naturally 2 rails up table and back down table into a fairly straight in 9 position, I predict. And all of this to tie our game up at 3 games apiece.
Yeah, perfect prediction. So it's a straight in 9.
Right, here we are. Nothing to separate these two.
Yeah, it's very important. I see many players want to bring their A game all the time, but it's not possible, obviously. It's very important to stay consistent, even if it's not your strongest game.
Yeah.
If you do it consistently, like you can, maybe you always have 1 or 2 stupid errors.
Yeah.
But it can get you further if you're more consistent on that basic level than to have many like A games than you know, the C game. It's better for me, at least. It works better. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
I prefer my middle game, so yeah.
Yeah. If you and also if you never play really weak, but if you're able to sometimes accept when you're maybe not playing that well and just stay calm and just keep believing and stay composed. Yeah, I recently did. That's how I got to know your current game level, because I commented for the Billiard Network on one of your games against Miss
Eilu Kibaroglu.
Yeah, that was a good match.
It was a good match. Yeah, we both play really great. I think I didn't miss a shot there, just some safety mistakes, and it was the quarterfinal of the European Championship, so it was for a medal. It was a really nice game, except that I lost.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, but it was really strong. I mean, I guess both of you are left-handed players.
Yeah.
Right. Which, you know, you guys just have something a little bit special or natural about you. You know, same as, well, there's of course Joshua Filler. There's some other left-handed players, Wu Cha Ching. You just kind of look natural the way you aim at the ball. You know, it just, I don't know.
Yeah, and you know, we've played Scotch doubles with her, and I think we're a really good Scotch doubles team.
When and why did you play with her?
Well, we played in Lucky Panda Club in Zurich.
Okay.
Just some Scotch doubles
yeah.
match there. But yeah, we do really well in Scotch doubles. So
I can imagine, yeah. No, I really appreciated the way you both took your time, but you weren't slow at all, and the way you kind of lined up for your shot, the way it was enjoyable to watch that level.
Really? Because I think I played really slow there. I mean, a bit slower than I would like to.
Well, maybe I guess in the moments where it's, you know, for a potential medal, you know, it tends to.
I like to take my time, and but I find I'm trying to speed up my game lately, to be honest. 'Cause when I get the shot clock, it's harder to adapt.
Yes, that's true.
And I find it better when I don't have that much time to think, because especially women, we tend to overthink a lot and things, so it's better to have less time.
It's a bit sexist of you, Kristina.
No, but it's true. It's how your brain works.
And of course, hoping to end up with a shot on the lowest numbered ball that remains.
Yeah, and the way the game is going, Rico, I think we're looking ahead at another potential heel match.
I mean, I would love it. That was the first one I commented on today between Shane and Al Qaeda. Ended up hill, and it was really good because it had a lot of safety.
And it was
It was good.
It was low safeties and also some mistakes from both in the end.
Yeah, Al Qaeda, I guess, would have said he maybe had 2 chances to win the match. Yeah, it's not so easy. So Ko with a very nice break, and ideally placed, because this 3-4-5 is one side of the table, the 7-8-9 is one side of the table, so this is looking pretty good to tie us up again at 4-all. Of course, first things first, let's just go ball by ball.
Yeah, and they're consistently making that 1 ball on the break too.
Yeah, but in a way, I guess you would rather not since the corner ball is also going in really consistently, I guess would you maybe not try to not make the 1 ball?
I guess it's easier if you know you can control it better and you have a shot on the 1 ball, then you just try to get a lucky shot on the 2 ball.
Yeah.
Because you can't predict exactly where the 2 ball is gonna stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far it's been good for them.
So narrating you through this exciting second semi-final. So game number 9, someone wanting to make or wanting to take, well, you know, a 2 or 3 game lead would give you some breathing space, or at least even more positive impetus to try and win this match. So far, all according to serve, let's say. Francisco breaking from the other side, Diks breaking from, trying to make the brown 7 bottom left. Didn't go. But the 1 ball went again, and the 2 ball worked out very nicely. Now, with the 3 ball being so close, even though he has an angle, tiny angle the other way, he should be able to work his cue ball into a position on the red 3.
Yeah, a bit tricky, but from where the 4 ball is, he can maybe just draw and leave a cut on the 3 ball to go back to the 4 ball. It's not that easy.
No, I guess if he makes the 2 and, let's say, leaves the cue ball right behind where the blue ball is now, to the right of the blue ball, then he has a position on the 3 where he has to avoid hitting the brown 7 and the green 6, of course, and that might not lead him straight down the table.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if the 6 ball passes, to be honest.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen.
That was unexpected.
That was like the shortest distance, most straight ahead pot you will see. But yeah, the reason why he missed it, he wanted to stun his cue ball exactly to where it is now, so he could avoid the potential problem that we were discussing and come out of this left corner after having made the 3 ball. Anyway, missed it, goes back to the table with an opportunity to break Francisco's break, so to say. Is he going to try to hit the 9 at all?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. If he wants to draw the ball, I don't think he can avoid the 9.
Okay, followed it with top right spin. Alright, definitely solved a few things there. So, has to thread his cue ball all the way to the north side of the table to leave himself either there, although then he might collide into the black ball after making the pink 4. So maybe rather be straight on this pink 4 than where he just was imagining himself being.
Oh yeah, and it was very, very good for him that he opened that 6 and 7 ball.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't have that problem anymore.
So it worked out quite well. So Ko Ping-yi with really the first chance to take away Francisco's break, and then of course he's breaking himself, both having proved pretty adept and successful at having a shot on the lowest number ball after the break. So let's see if he can take this 5-4 lead against serve, so to say. Ooh, that was that could have gone totally wrong, really.
Yeah, absolutely. He had double kiss on the 8 ball, and and he landed quite perfect for that 5 ball. He would have liked a bit more angle, but I'm sure he's pretty happy with that after that contact with the 8 ball.
Yeah. Is there anything from, because it's not often that we have, let's say, the Ko brothers here, Shane Van Boning here up close, although I guess you have also seen him at some matchroom tournaments. Anything you have learned from watching them play that you...
Yeah, I haven't watched the Ko brothers that much. I guess I played at the same time as them, and yeah, I know this Ko Ping-chung's technique. It's so perfect. Yeah. I haven't paid attention to that before, but
so you mean the way he makes his cue ball move or something with minimal power?
His arm technique, just his technique. Like he's so soft. His touch is so soft, and he doesn't move his shoulder at all.
Yeah. So this is the semi-final, second semi-final of the Predator Bucharest Open 2022. Looking to see who Viktor Zielinski's opponent will be in the final. That will be following this semi-final in about 10 minutes after this finishes. So Ko Pin-Yi looking for another one of those successful cut breaks. Look at the one ball disappearing into the left side, most likely. There it goes. So where's the blue 2 going to end up? Not so favorably.
No, I do think it looks like a similar situation we had in the beginning. I think maybe he can catch the edge of the 2 ball. And
So, but would you try to go past the right side of the green 6 or past the left side of the green 6? To go back up to the north
yeah,
side
it's
of
a
the
bit
table.
hard to tell on that camera angle, but yeah, he could play at that thing and just past it. Yeah, that was a tough shot.
So hit it nice and thin to not expose the 2 ball, but didn't get the snooker. I think Francisco can hit both sides of this 2 ball. If he can hit the left side from where we're looking, then he could potentially, I guess, bank the 2 in between the 9, from the left of the 9 and to the right side of the black 8, and possibly put his cue ball behind the orange 5. Or what would you see yourself doing here? I guess it's hard for us viewers to see exactly the options you're being afforded, but what do you think you would do here?
Yeah, he could do that. He could just play simple safety, just leave the 2 ball and the cue ball to the left and right long rail, to leave the 5 and 9 as blockers, but
True.
maybe he would like to leave more distance, or he would just play your shot.
And executed
he
it exactly the way I would as well.
Yeah.
Well, he's still left potentially a right side of that 2 ball, I think.
Yeah, it was a good shot because he had many balls to get behind. Like, he didn't get behind the 5, but still the 3 and 8 helped.
Yeah, so the highest percentage chance of success, that's the option he went with, and performed it pretty successfully, although. So Ko Pin-Yi was first looking at coming off of the top short rail into the 2.
Yeah, and I think, to be honest, I think he's favorite to
get away with it.
Yeah, to leave the 2 ball back on the bottom rail, where kind of on the short rail where the cue ball is.
Yeah.
Maybe to block it.
I guess it would be a little bit easier if the blue 2 was a little bit closer to the top rail. Not very much closer, but because it's hard to make your cue ball stop, although the 3-4 can be a blocker. I mean, the blue ball did exactly what you predicted. Didn't get the snooker, but I mean, you can't have everything all the time, I guess.
Yeah, it was good enough.
Yeah, from that being snookered situation, he will live to shoot another shot at least. So Francisco. Faced with a little bit more difficulty. I don't know actually what I mean, you could cut it in. You could cut it in, try to play position on the 3, or potentially snooker him. Okay, he played the shot that you were talking about a few minutes ago, splitting the balls and putting both balls either side on the side rails. I think he got the full snooker.
Yeah, he's looking to hit the 2 ball 1 rail.
Yeah, and then
maybe send the 2 ball over to the 3 and 8.
Yeah, or in between the green 6 and 8.
You know what I like?
Tell us. Oh, that was a good hit.
It's a good hit, yeah.
Very good
yeah,
hit.
I also like to hit for example, this kind of shots. Maybe the 2 ball had to be a bit closer to the pocket, but hit them thin.
On the other side.
And then, thin on the other side, and then the cue ball goes up and
yeah, I like
ball
those as
stays
well,
down.
yeah. Also, quite a few tactical exchanges here. Definitely not a break and run out fest, which is good for us watching in a way, because we can think along a little bit more with how we would solve the situations they're currently facing. So, good kick shot by Ko Pin-yi. And now what is Francisco going to do? A pretty important match, or sorry, pretty important moment of this match, because it's either going to be Ko Pin-yi taking the first 2-game lead we will have seen, or it's all back to the same games each, and a 5-all score. So not easy for Francisco, because he can kick at this 2 rail, so right rail first, top rail, but then many ways he's going to hit the 2. The 2 will hit the pink 4, and that will keep.
Yeah, that's true.
So he might kick at it 1 rail. He's looking at the swerve kick, and that's.
And also, if he hits the 2 too thin, he may scratch on the up left corner. It's also a potential danger. So
the screen you're looking at is, or near you, is actually bigger. I haven't seen that screen yet. Yeah. Never mind. Right, so Francisco pulling out the jump cue. So you reckon if he, so he's gonna jump kick at it? So jump it over the 9.
I don't know about that.
Past the 4 on the left side. The
I don't think he has that angle.
He might be able to make it, you know. If he clears the 9, maybe the 6, the green 6 is not even in the way. I think that's what he's facing.
Because otherwise he has to do like a jump masse thing.
True.
Because I'm not sure the way he's hitting is possible. Okay, he could see it.
Wow, what a jump shot execution by Francisco Ruiz.
I think he just had that small window to make it.
I mean, it was such a good kick shot by Ko Pin-yi prior, but I mean, kudos to Francisco for that shot. But still, not rewarded with an easy shot on the 3-ball. So what do you think? He's going to cut this in the left side. Okay, he's going to try to chop it in the bottom right corner pocket.
Okay, yeah, I see. Well, that's a good shot, because if he misses, he can maybe leave the cue ball behind the 8 and 6 and still get got safety, but great shot. So now the table's looking nicely. Yeah.
Kind of looking like connecting the dots. So if you can imagine having a straight in position on the 5, which he doesn't have, and that would give him position on the 6. At least a straight in position on the 6 would give him straight in position on the 8. So doesn't really want to have a lot of angle on the green 6, but could handle pretty much anything with the 6 ball being in the middle of the table. So we're looking at a 5-all ball game, race to 11. Yeah, I think it's a pretty fair score, isn't it? I mean, no player has proved dominant in any kind of way.
Yeah, they've both made some mistakes, but then also made some great recovery shots, and it's, yeah,
it's all okay.
It's quite fair.
Yeah.
Nobody got lucky, I think. Too lucky.
No, it's true.
They're just... It's a nice score, yeah. Well, good that he played at pocket speed, because
indeed.
Otherwise that could have gone wrong.
Okay, Francisco is going to take a break while we just update the score. All right, so stick with us. We may as well take a 2-minute break as well, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back after both players took a short timeout. We are back with the second semi-final, second half you could call this. 5-all, our current score. Race to 11 is what we're aiming for, or what they are aiming for a place in the final to face off against Viktor Zielinski. Nice cut break, but will be snookered on the blue too. But he's going to jump this, I can promise you that. So Francisco, with a short distance jump shot, of course, has to make his cue ball leave the bed of the table at least a ball's width height to clear the 9 ball. The pocket's pretty big for this 2 ball position. Ooh. No, not good enough. He jumped it a little bit too hard and his cue ball landed basically onto the 3 ball. And the backspin didn't take that he gave it, or if he would have hit the 3 ball a tiny fraction further on the right, his cue ball would have been stunning into the left side rail and would have given him a shot on the 3. Now he put his jump cue back, so that would tell me that A, he's not jumping this ball, but do you think he's got a shot on the 3 ball? Yes, he does. All right. So longer distance it may have been, but what a shot maker Francisco Sanchez Ruiz is. Right, straight in position will do for a drawback on the cue ball to right about where it is now, or a little bit further. Yeah, really like Francisco Sanchez Ruiz's demeanor around the table. He's lively, but also focused and trusting his natural talents. Doesn't waste much time. He's got a nice amount of action in his stroke, as you could see from that little screw back there.
Yeah, he's looking to take the lead again.
Yeah, and deserved it would be. He made a nice 2-ball jump shot after the break. He made both the 1 ball and the corner ball. Made a jump shot on the 2, long shot on the 3, and then kept it all plain sailing.
That's exactly what we want after a break, just to take the game in your hands again.
Yeah, no, definitely. And doing all you can when it's your turn to break. And
His break stand is much different than his normal stance.
Yeah, and I've seen him break when playing my match, and then his wrist is very loose, so very minimal cue ball or cue and body movement, but a lot of cue ball action. Made the corner ball, missed the 1 ball. So this is one of the times where we see the 1 ball in its natural habitat if it doesn't go into the side pocket. So this is more of a predictable break, isn't it?
Yeah, it's laid out quite nice. He got a bit unlucky with the 4 ball there. Makes it slightly more difficult shot, especially considering that he has to draw to get to 2 ball.
Yeah, so pointing where he could potentially go if he were to come to the left side for position on the blue 2, but could also draw it straight back down or off of the right side rail.
Yeah, it's a bit dangerous to go on the other side with the 6 ball there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But of course, we don't know if he can draw straight back with that angle.
I think he can, and of course, in this way, there are many more revolutions of the cue ball where he had a shot on the 2 ball. So yeah, good way to play this. Can play this 2 ways. Can play the red 3 in the bottom right corner pocket the way he's looking now. Could also draw the cue ball back for position so he can shoot the red 3 in the left side pocket, but I think he might go forward with his cue ball here. Bit more room for error as well.
Yeah. No, something I've noticed in Francisco's game, for example, when he sits on the chair, he's always like this with his towel on his knee, and it's like he's very composed. Really, he tries to maintain his focus. He's not. No, if you may have seen many other players, like for example Shane, his composure on the chair is not really like, if you see the difference between him and Francisco.
Yeah, like Shane is a bit
like
more slumped in his chair. Often,
yeah. Which I find
a little bit negative almost.
I find interesting because he looks negative on the chair, but then he plays really well.
Yeah.
It's but I think it's a positive thing to do, to stay more composed like Francisco's doing here.
Yeah, no, that's true, especially in an alternate break format where there, half of the match you just have to watch the opponent break, and kind of whatever happens then. If it's winner breaks, it's kind of like a different demeanor, isn't it? You can sometimes get a bit fired up if you've run 1 or 2 racks or something. Anyway, that's a whole different tournament format. So, the famous Copigny looking like a pretty nifty player at the moment. Nice navigation through this rack. So looking to tie this ball game up 6 games apiece. Right.
And now let these mistakes influence me the better I play. Really, I can always get back in the game. Like yesterday, for example, I played a game against Klasovic, the Serbian player, and I was 7-4 up. It should have been 8-4 for me.
Yeah.
But, I missed the combination. Then he got 8-7 up, but I was just okay. I mean, I even if I gave away maybe 2 games, I could have been maybe 9-4, 9-4, 9-4, 9-5 for me. It was, and he broke and run on 7-7, I think.
Yeah.
But then it was my break, and I broke and run out too for 8-8. And then at 8-8, it was a very tactical game, many safeties, and in the end he left like a really tough 3-ball long shot.
Yeah.
I made it and run out, so it was like, that it was just because I didn't like that small mistakes
get to you.
Me absolutely, because I know it's maybe I don't have another chance, but normally you get another chance on the table, and even if you don't, it's like there's not any point in complaining.
No, absolutely. I mean, you're so right. Of course, it's sometimes hard to do if you see yourself miss a ball that you normally would make, or. But yeah, you have to kind of learn to turn off your ego and just accept. So it's really an exercise in self-management in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, because you have to be aware of it. Of course, you have to be aware of how you feel all the time. And yeah, I'm not saying you have. I mean, obviously, when I make a mistake, I always think about why did I make this. But it's not a negative thing. You just think, why did I make this mistake? Maybe I didn't like my stroke out, or maybe I just got distracted or something.
Yeah, because then you automatically go back to your no ego side and more your analytical part of your person.
Just analyze it
take a little step back and go, why did I make that mistake? And it makes you think differently. Whereas if you keep thinking, why did I make that mistake or something in an aggressive way, then it's different. So while we're talking about the mental side of the game, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz nicely running out to take a 7-6 lead, or potentially not there yet.
Yeah, and we see some another world champion in the chat watching our game. Fedor Ghosts says hi.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, Fedor.
Good to see Fedor watching with us as well.
Yeah, hope you're doing good in the States.
I think that's definitely his second home in the States, isn't it? He's liking it there. Yeah, world-class semi-final here. Ooh, bump into the 9, straight bump into the 9, no pot on the 9 ball. Ooh, imagine that.
Ooh, yeah,
that's gonna hurt. But Francisco is down a player, like already you could straight away see he's looking at, okay, what can I do next? It's not like he's shaking his head or, you know, that kind of maturity and mental, you know, that you're bendable. You don't go with your natural instinct. I mean, I think it's really admirable, really, to see him straight away go to the next thing that he can be positive at the table. So bank shot, audience, what do you think?
Yeah, that's what I just thought. He's one of the most composed players, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've seen lately, because I never see him really complain about something. Of course, he can say something, but he always looks really focused.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It doesn't matter.
I'm really impressed by him, even though he does play with a kind of like Spanish liveliness or with a kind of passion on show, different than maybe some other countries. But yeah, still missed the bank though, no matter how positively he approached it. Left Copenhagen this straight in now. Now, would you roll this? I think he's going to roll it. Don't see him elevating. Oh, yeah, Copenhagen breaks that Ruiz serve basically.
Who keeps his mental focus and
yeah. No, it's really interesting. And like, there's not many other sports where you have to play like 5 matches in one day or something to win a tournament.
Yeah.
And pool is one of those games where they do work you sometimes on 1 or 2 days during the tournament. So Copenhagen looking for a shot on the 3 ball that is now. 1 and 2 disappeared.
Yeah, playing many matches in a day can be a very good thing though, because if you had a good day and if you feel good, you can do good things.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you have a good day or bad day, and you also get in stroke. Maybe in one match, you don't get in stroke that much, but if you play 2 or 3 matches in a row. No,
absolutely, yeah. I have a feeling I play better when it gets to the, you know, past maybe 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. I have the feeling I play maybe better, more natural than in the morning. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe depends on when you're used to practicing.
Yeah, but also more like physically, like you've already had like 10 or 12 hours of the day, your body's kind of been awake for a while. Maybe also some things you had to do in the beginning of the day you've done, so maybe more like a free feeling.
Maybe you're just not a morning person.
No, well, that's the problem. I really like being awake early in the morning. I like to see the first light of day, you know, 6, 7 o'clock or something. But I also like being awake late at night. I don't know. It's a bit so. So you basically you don't like to sleep. 3 hours sleep.
You don't like to miss the day. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. But I do sometimes feel if I play in the evening that I just sink into my shot a little bit easier.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't know.
Of course. Is it like that? Copenhagen played a really nice safety. He just let the cue ball frozen to the 4 ball, and Francisco gave a foul.
Yeah, so here we are.
So now we're looking at the potentially 2 lead.
Yeah,
2 games lead for the first time.
All because of that. Well, not all because of, but Francisco, of course, could have at this point been 7-6 up. Had perfect position on the 8 and then ran his cue ball straight into the 9 and left himself a bank shot that he missed in the previous game. So, and then Copenhagen with a good break. No clear potting opportunity after the break with a good safety, as Kristina mentioned. And now with a very doable run out. So wants to bring his cue ball back to the middle line of the table for a straight in 6. Of course, he doesn't get it the way I sketched it. So we'll have to maneuver his cue ball up table and back down table towards us. Is this your first Predator Bucharest Open?
Yeah, now I live in Bulgaria, but I used to live in Spain, so it was quite far away from me. But now I'm really closer.
Why did you live in Spain? Are you originally from Bulgaria, right?
Yeah, but I lived in Spain for 8 years. I went to
wow.
study there and then to work. So
Oh, wow.
it's quite a long time there.
Where in Spain?
In Madrid.
I've heard it's pretty nice there.
It is. It's great.
I've-
Spain is great.
Cool. I've only been to the Barcelona area and a few others, but never to Madrid. Ko Pin-Yi takes our first 2-game lead of the match, 8 games to 6, 2-1 or 3-1 or was it 4-1 or 3-2? Maybe it was also already a big difference, but in the end of the match it maybe weighs even heavier. I guess with less time to come back if you fall behind. Okay, made the 1 ball, made the blue 2, and it's got an excellent shot as you can see on the red 3.
Yeah, the only potential problem I can see here is maybe the 7 ball, because
Yeah.
it doesn't go to either pocket. And the 7-9 combination, I think it's a little off. Maybe it's not that bad, but
Yeah, we can have a little look on the 7-9. I guess
yeah.
could be, but yeah, it's not something you play position on unless your previous ball is right next to the brown 7 or something.
Yeah, because they're not that close to each other. But first he needs a good angle on the 4 ball.
Which he kind of has if he follows his cue ball through. Yeah, it's not ideal. Normally, if you want a maneuverable cue ball, you would at least keep like a 20 to 40 degree angle, and he's got about a 10-degree angle.
Yeah, he's probably gonna go like 3 rails down to the 5. That's a good space control.
Yeah, too much angle though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think he could have asked for much more.
True, that's
with
true.
the position he had before.
So he's looking to thread his cue ball straight back up table in between the 7 and 8. But then, of course, has to address the conundrum that Kristina sketched at the beginning of this run out, which is the brown 7.
Yeah, he was looking to go in between the 8 and 7, which is... I find it tricky. It's not... Yeah, or maybe go into the 7 and open it. But still, the position on the 6 is... It's tough then.
Yeah,
I mean,
could hit the 9 ball full on or a tiny bit on the left side and leave the cue ball where the 9 is now.
yeah.
And this is kind of an in-betweener, isn't it?
Yeah, because now he can't go to the other side of the 7 now with the 9 there.
So the 6 does go past the 8 into the bottom right, but could hold his cue ball. I mean, he wants to roll into the 9, but roll into the south side of the 9,
Yeah,
so that
maybe
the
he
cue
can
ball
nudge it.
still drifts a little bit further to the right. Because if he stops his cue ball where the 9 ball is now after he makes the 6, then that would leave him no shot on the 6. A natural roll after making the green 6. I don't think he can avoid possibly scratching in the side pocket. Because the 6 needs a certain speed to reach the pocket, and the cue ball will keep half that speed. Oh, Francisco.
Just missed it, yeah.
That's the third kind of straightforward pot he's missed.
He was worried about going into the side pocket.
Yeah,
I guess because he hit the edge of that side pocket and missed the 6 ball too thin, I think. So it just...
yeah, so if he would have made it, would he have scratched?
Probably. Or
Yes.
maybe he nudged the 9 ball.
In either case, he was thinking about the cue ball direction much more, or too much anyway, as opposed to his first objective, which should have been the correct contact point on the green 6. So Ko Pin-Yi with a chance to take that 3-game lead.
Yeah, 3-game lead, and the serious mistakes of Francisco were also 3, so
Yeah.
you can say it could have been the other way around.
right, nice. 9 games to 6 lead for Ko Pin-yi.
To the south of Sofia,
Oh, nice.
next to the Greek border. So
That sounds good.
I welcome you all to come to the Bulgarian Euro Tour in August.
Yeah, enjoy some Bulgarian hospitality.
Yeah, some holidays in my country.
So breaking off game 16 we're in. Ko Pin-yi looking for the green 6 bottom right, made the 1 ball as well, and gets a shot on the blue 2. Now that's looking pretty decent. Of course, needs to be on the west side of the table, left side of the table for position on the red 3. So needs to screw his cue ball back with this straight in shot he's facing to at least where it is now.
If he can reach it well.
Yeah. I haven't really seen them, I can't really remember, maybe I haven't really seen them play with extensions on their cues. I mean, that's been, ooh.
No, I don't think so yet.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying that. I guess I just haven't seen them put on the extension, and maybe they would have. That's really been a thing of the last, was it 5 years that pool players have extensions on their cue? Why didn't they have that 20 years ago?
I have no idea. I didn't play 20 years ago.
Oh, that might be why. Yeah, it's because then the players were just using the rest.
Yeah, but I think he didn't use his extension here,
No.
right? He just
Stretched.
I think he rushed that a bit because he could have paid more attention to it. You have to be careful with these small details, to be honest.
Absolutely, yeah.
It can always go wrong.
So this, one of a few tournaments that the Ko brothers have started to play after they've kind of been off the international tournament circuit for 2 years due to that well and overly talked about pandemic. So maybe a tiny bit of tournament rust in the beginning, but they're playing quite a few tournaments now. So they being Ko Pin-yi and Ko Ping-chung, his younger brother who's also here, he lost against Ralph Souquet, and Ko Pin-yi took revenge for that in his previous match by beating Ralph Souquet in the quarter-final.
Yes, and yeah, Ko Pin-yi is looking to get on the hill with that 4 games difference. It's not an easy score to turn around, but if you remember, Victor was down.
4-8, yeah, 8-4 against Shane.
8-4, yeah, and he came back to win. So Francisco has to keep his attention up and just take his chances.
Yeah. I've seen quite a few times in the last 2 matches that the 2-ball down at the rack has been kicked in somehow. Which,
yeah, it happens sometimes.
yeah, I'm not that professional in the cut break, so I found it quite strange. So 1 ball down, he's got a shot on the blue too. Everything out into the open.
Yeah, that was a good spread. He has a good angle on the 2-ball to go down to 3 rails to the 3, and he decided to just go back 1 rail. It looks like he's playing faster than before. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe with a little bit more. Yeah, I guess, I mean, he's still displaying that kind of like Ruiz kind of fire that he plays with. Like he's not as calm in his body as Souquet is, let's say, who walks around, almost floats around the table like this ghost entity or something. Francisco's, not a jittery character at all. Quite a relaxed guy.
Yeah, nice recovery shot. The only thing is that he has the wrong angle, I think.
Yeah.
And 7.
And making the 7, his cue ball is going to run towards the black 8. He could maybe brush that.
Let's see. Oh, okay. He could, yeah. Look, he could hold the cue ball on the right side of the 8 ball.
Okay, so Francisco doing all he could possibly do after going 4 games down, and that is breaking and running out. A little bit too much angle on this 9 ball though. So that still needs a bit of quality aiming and a straight ahead stroke. Taking us back to a 7-10 game lead for Ko Pin-yi. So Ko Pin-yi looking to break and home run, basically. Run out for a place in the final is the objective here. So wants to hit the 1 ball ever so slightly on the left from where he's aiming. Right, both corner ball and 1 ball down. I mean, 1 ball dresses up exactly the same way it did in one of the previous racks. I can't even remember if it was Francisco's break or Ko's break, but this is where it stayed.
Yeah, great position on the 2 ball again. It just he has been so consistent.
So I guess the orange 5 is something that needs a particular position. We'll probably play the orange 5 in the bottom left corner pocket. Anyway, that really depends on where he leads his cue ball to now. Again, a bit of a stretch. In these instances, you really want to hit that cue ball definitely hard enough, because with a long stretch, you might hit it too short. I mean, did he half miss cue there or something? Or
I don't think so. I think it was just a stretch. Just he
maybe we should buy him an extension.
Probably he has an extension. Maybe he feels he's taller than what he really is.
Okay, okay. Far stretch. So the cue ball, not an automatic position. If he slow rolls this, he gets automatically on the 5 ball that I predicted in this bottom left.
Yeah, small angle, and it's actually perfect to go to go right where he points and have a good angle on the 6 ball as well.
Yeah.
And he changed his mind in the last minute, which I think
Yeah.
it's quite okay. Because the 7 also goes in the side, so...
So Ko Pin-yi on the lookout for a run out for an 11-7 victory over Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. And then we would have a final between Victor Zielinski and Ko Pin-yi. So Asia versus America. Asia versus Europe. Hear me speak.
Yeah, Ko Pin-yi is... He's looking very, very loose in this match. He had enough hours on the table already. He played some challenge games against Shane and maybe other players. So I think he's feeling really well already.
There it is, last 9 ball for Ko Pin-yi. He takes himself to the final. 1 more game for him to win, to take the title at the Predator Bucharest Open. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz is going to practice a few more of the shots that he didn't complete the way he would have liked. And we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes with our final game of this 2022 edition. I would like to warmly thank Kristina Zlateva for accompanying me in the commentating booth.
Yeah, thank you for having me here. It's my pleasure.
Pleasure. And I'll see you on the outside and in London.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, do stick around, guys. We will be back fairly soon with our grand final.
Si está cerca, la tiene de picado. Al estar así, no podía de picado.